Good evening, everyone. I'm so pleased that you've been able to join me on this very special evening dedicated to recognising some of the very best examples of young people's achievements in Leicester and Leicestershire. Our plans, as you know, have had to change and adapt because of the outbreak of COVID-19 and the subsequent social distancing requirements. And we've explored every avenue possible to see whether we could hold this event physically at some point over the summer. But alas, the virus has beaten us. Whilst it would have been wonderful to have met you all at County Hall so I could speak to you in person and meet your families, that's not been possible. But I'm delighted that at least technology is allowing us to hold this virtual event, which I know will be equally as special and memorable for all of us. The awards last year were my first as Lord-Lieutenant of Leicestershire, and I was delighted to see them continue, having had them established by my predecessor, Lady Jennifer Gretton, in 2007. Over the past 13 years, this award has helped to raise the profile of young people's achievements, and tonight we continue to celebrate and reward truly remarkable youngsters. Now, before we commence the formal proceedings, I do think it will be appropriate to spend a moment to pay tribute to those who continue to work tirelessly on the frontline services during the pandemic, and to remember those who very sadly lost their battle with the virus. If you could, please join me in 2 minutes of silent reflection. Thank you all very much. Now, as I carry out my duties and official engagements as Lord Lieutenant, I've had the honour of meeting some extraordinary young people and seeing some truly humbling examples of volunteering, community engagement and personal achievements which require dedication and commitment of the highest order. It is a privilege for me to be able to recognise and reward our young people this evening over the years to come. There are many things that I find enjoyable. The Lord Lieutenant's Young People's Award is one of the most enjoyable acts that I get involved in over the course of the year. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the professional staff, adult volunteers and the parents watching tonight who do so much to recognise and bring out the full potential of the young people in the city and county. I'm grateful to you for everything that you do to support our city's youngsters and our county's youngsters. Turning now to the themes of the award, we're recognising achievements in 4 specific categories. They are Young Braveheart of the Year, which is for those who've overcome personal barriers to achieve success, have made a stand against bullying or racism, or have demonstrated a life-saving act of bravery. We also have the Young Volunteer of the Year, for those who have enhanced their local community or environment, have cared for a neighbour or a relative in need, or have helped to run a community or sports-based club or society. There's also the Joe Humphreys Memorial Award for Young Artist of the Year, for those who've demonstrated real talent, innovation and expression in the visual or expressive arts, literature and music. And we have Young Leader of the Year. This is a new category of award which I was keen to introduce to recognise and celebrate our young leaders of the future. This award is for those who've inspired people around them by leading a project or change for the better, led a team to success overcoming barriers and obstacles along the way, and shown commitment, promise and determination. Now we'll hear more about each of our finalists and announce the winners of each category shortly. All certificates and prizes will be sent to you through the post after tonight's ceremony. All runners-up will receive £100 in Amazon vouchers, and category winners will receive vouchers to the value of £500. And finally, whoever is crowned Lord-Lieutenant's Young Person of the Year will receive a splendid crystal trophy. We've had a large number of nominations again this year, and the award finalists here tonight have gone through a very rigorous process of longlisting and shortlisting involving a panel of judges. They've come through that scrutiny as the most deserving in their particular category. I mentioned the judges. I'd also like to thank my judging panel and the awards working group who provided such great support to me over the past months as we planned this evening and whittled down our selections. I really couldn't do this role and deal with tonight without them. I'm also particularly indebted to the generosity and support of our sponsors. I simply could not stage these awards. I could not simply stage the awards evening without their help, and I'm truly grateful that such well-respected and established organisations are happy to be associated with this award and the achievements of young people. Now, before we proceed with the first set of awards, we have the opportunity to hear from last year's winners about how winning the award has impacted them over the last 12 months. We'll hear from them shortly. And so I'm delighted to announce that my Young Person of the Year 2019 is Josh Welford.
Expect it at all. I didn't expect to win any of it, let alone the whole thing, and it was just shocking, to be fair.
When I found out that I'd won the Young Artists category, I was very happy, and it made me feel quite reassured about all the work I'd done over the year and all the work I'd put in as training as a musician.
When my name was called out, I think I felt completely in shock, and it was surreal for me to be honoured, to be awarded this amazing award.
Yeah, I think my family and friends were all quite surprised. Because we hadn't really known about the award before, so it was we didn't know what to expect, and when we found out that I'd won, it was a nice surprise.
They didn't really know what was going on either, so we were just there. Turns out I won Young Person of the Year.
I felt so proud that I had brought my parents and my brother and my grandparents to this award for them to see me win, and it was such a great honour.
These awards are so important because it's not just an opportunity to recognise the best of our young talent, it's an opportunity to recognise all youngsters around the city and county who are doing fantastic things.
We see brilliant things achieved by young people all across Leicester and Leicestershire. It's really important that that's acknowledged and that that's celebrated.
When I hear what they've done and when they receive their awards, I am in awe of what they have achieved. Carry on with what you're doing. Continue to be the outstanding person and people that you are, because you're an inspiration to me.
What's most impressive is that the young people who receive the highest accolade and become the Lord-Lieutenant's Young People of the Year don't just stop at that award. I'm always impressed by the feedback I get from them, how they use the award to use as a platform to continue all the great contributions they're making to the communities around them.
I think since winning the award, I'm definitely more confident about going out there and trying to portray myself as a musician.
I think I definitely am a bit more confident, and I understand that what I'm doing is actually helping, and it's just it's shown me that I am doing something good, and that I should be proud of myself for doing this. I think if you win it or you win your category, use it in life. So make it benefit yourself. So put it on your CV, get a job, just really make it benefit you, because you've been benefiting everyone else.
I think whatever comes out of the award, if you win or if you don't win, it's important to still keep going with the work that you've been putting in. And even if you do win, it's still important to keep going and putting your hard work into making a difference.
It's once in a lifetime experience, so just enjoy it while it lasts.
Some wonderful messages there from last year's winners. Right, let's move on. At the moment, some of you have been waiting for. I'd like to call upon Deputy Lieutenant Rory Underwood to start the awards evening, please. Rory.
Thank you, Mr. Poor, and I'm so pleased to be with you all here virtually this evening for my first Lord Lieutenant's Award since becoming a Deputy Lieutenant last year. The presentation of awards will begin with the Young Braveheart of the Year Award, which is given to an individual who has overcome barriers to achieve success, has made a stand against bullying or racism, or has demonstrated a life-saving act. The young people nominated for this award are Gary Conception, Tyler Hodgkinson, James Rimmer, and Issa Abdullahi. So, Gary is 18 years old and lives in Leicester. Gary's nominator put him forward in the Young Braveheart of the Year category in recognition of his outstanding commitment to representing the young people of Leicester and for being a strong role model and advocate of community work and social cohesion. Gary has already encountered many challenges in his life. At the age of 14, he was diagnosed with autism and generalized anxiety disorder. These diagnoses presented many daily challenges, but in addition, Gary has had to face bullying, frightening unprovoked attacks, and bereavement. Despite all of this, he has managed to make some remarkable achievements over the last few years. In March 2016, Gary was elected to the Leicester City Youth Council and became chairman the following year. This role has been a varied one that has seen Gary sit in local government scrutiny meetings with elected officials, participate in city council-led projects regarding knife crime and radicalisation, and notably, Gary has also initiated talks with the city mayor to enhance young people's involvement in decision-making by introducing a youth council mayor and youth cabinet. Outside of his role with the city council, Gary is a police cadet. After joining in September 2018, he became head police cadet just 2 months later. He's also done a lot of charity work, volunteering his time to give back to those less fortunate than himself. In the summer of 2019, he cycled from Leicester to Skegness to raise money for Loros, and in November of last year, travelled to Doncaster to help with the relief effort of those impacted by flooding. Despite all that he's been through, Gary has remained positive and focused his energy into working to improve the lives of young people in Leicester. His resilience and inner strength is inspiring, as well as continued dedication to helping others. Tyler Hodgkinson is 16 years old and attends King Edward's VII High School in Colville. Tyler has been nominated for this award following a remarkable act of bravery and selflessness at the scene of a truly distressing incident. In January of 2019, a pupil from Tyler's school named Sean Ellis was struck by a bus and killed on her way home. Tyler was at the front of the bus when the accident occurred and witnessed firsthand the events leading up to the accident. Although the scene was horrific, Tyler bravely put his feelings aside and rang 999. The operator asked him to check the child's pulse, and due to Tyler's training from the Army and police cadets, he had the skills to do this. Unfortunately, he was aware that there was nothing more he could do, but chose to stay by her until a school staff member arrived and took over. Remarkably, Tyler then took it upon himself to help calm the bus driver and other students in what was an extreme circumstance. Understandably, the months following were difficult for Tyler, but he has handled the impact that the accident has had on him with strength and resilience. A dedicated police cadet, Tyler often puts himself forward to speak in front of the school and within the community to raise awareness of certain issues, including knife crime, drug safety, and first aid. The way that this young man has handled the distressing incident that he was part of is not only inspiring, but also a reflection of his strong, caring character. In the words of his nominator, Tyler never complains about any task that is put forward to him and is always willing to volunteer his time to better the lives of others. James Rimmer is 14 years old and lives in Groby, Leicestershire. In recent years, James has experienced extreme struggles with his mental health. He was lacking self-confidence, became frustrated, and eventually became quite ill. James was eventually diagnosed with dysgraphia, which helped to explain his feeling of extreme frustration with his schoolwork. He began working with a mindset coach and gradually gained back some of his confidence. During this time, it became very clear that James' strengths were entrepreneurial. With his newfound entrepreneurial spirit and blossoming confidence, James decided that he wanted to help other young people that may be going through a similar difficult time. Over time, this developed into the Home Eddie Bear. The bear represents the feeling of home and helps young people to feel safe and secure no matter where they are. James developed his idea and met with the head of fundraising at the Leicester Hospitals Trust to gain support. He was so impressed that he arranged for James to meet his hero, Eddie Hall, who the bear is named after, and allowed James to sell the bears at the Royal Infirmary. The money raised from the Home Eddie Bears is donated to the Leicester Children's Hospital charity, which is a charity close to the family's heart. The bears have had a profound impact on many young people across Leicestershire. One parent who has used the bear to help explain a family illness to her 5-year-old daughter said, "She finds him very knowledgeable and comforting. When she feels sad or can't talk about it, I quite often find her chatting to him. I really hope James understands and appreciates the impact it has had." By overcoming his own personal struggles to help others, James really is a young brave heart. On the nomination form, his mum said, "It is quite amazing how if children are allowed the time, patience and understanding, that they can grow into an incredible young person." Isa Abdullahi, 14, lives in Leicester and attends the Crown Hills Community College. Isa arrived in the UK after living with his family in the refugee camp, witnessing things that no child should have to see. Isa had to leave his parents behind, coming to the UK to live with his auntie and cousins. He was unable to speak English and was frightened of the new surroundings that awaited him. Since settling in Leicester, life has continued to present challenges to Isa. He is a carer for his auntie, who has various medical conditions, and in turn helps to support and look after his young cousins, ensuring that they attend school. Life at home is frantic and money is always tight, but Isa still manages to come to school every day, always in school uniform, on time and willing to help. In addition, he helps office staff when his auntie rings into school to help with the language barrier. Isa rarely gets time to do things for himself, yet he always has a smile on his face. He's always eager to help and support many of his peers through the school. Supporters of his nomination for this award have described him as hardworking, well-mannered, thoughtful and caring. Few of us can imagine the hardships and challenges that Isa and his family have had to go through. His ability to overcome this by supporting his family and progressing well in school, all with a smile on his face, is truly inspiring. That concludes the nominations for this category, and so, Mr. Kapur, will you please reveal the Young Braveheart of the Year 2020?
Thanks, Rory. And the winner of the Young Braveheart of the Year is Tyler Hodgkinson. Well done, Tyler. Do you want to share a few words with the people watching, Tyler?
I do want to thank you. It does mean a lot to know that what I do goes a lot, and obviously from what I saw, I can put my skills towards other people obviously I help people with their first aid, and I've heard from other people that that's helped them with other stuff as well. So it's pretty heartwarming to hear.
Brilliant. Well, many congratulations, Tyler, and well done to Issa, James and Gary. I'd now like to welcome Deputy Lieutenant Mahmouda Duke, who will introduce the awards for our young volunteers. Mahmouda. Mahmouda, sorry, I think you're still on mute.
I'll start again.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Mr. Kapur, and congratulations to Tyler. Well done. I'm absolutely delighted to be here this evening and to have the privilege of introducing our young volunteers. This award is given to an individual who has enhanced their local community or environment, has cared for a neighbour or relative in need, or has helped to run a community or sports-based club or society. The young people nominated for this award are Eleanor Wilkinson, Christian Broxop, Molly Adams, and Molly Cooper. Eleanor Wilkinson is 18 years old, lives in Syston, and is currently a student at Nottingham Trent University. Eleanor is a very committed, hard-working young lady who is passionate about rugby and the female involvement within the game, volunteering much of her time to coaching and refereeing across Leicestershire. Eleanor is qualified as a Level 2 England rugby coach, currently coaching the girls at Loughborough RFC and Leicester Rugby Union, girls under 15 county squad. The county squad takes part in a full programme of 15-a-side, sevens and rugby sevens matches against other county squads. Her role involves evening coaching sessions and match day coaching for the squad of players. In addition to her coaching roles, Eleanor is also a qualified rugby referee and is a member of the Leicestershire Society of Rugby Union Referees. Eleanor referees 3 to 4 matches a week across the county, which includes men, women and children's matches. In addition to active roles on the pitch, Eleanor attends many meetings and training courses, usually in the evening, to expand her knowledge and keep up to date with any new developments. Eleanor is also the secretary of the Leicestershire Rugby Union Women and Girls Forum, which involves quarterly meetings to discuss how to improve the participation and accessibility of female rugby within Leicestershire. To add to her roles within rugby, Eleanor plays for Loughborough RFC ladies in the Championship North, which is the second tier of women's rugby. During the summer months, Eleanor can also be found encouraging other ladies and girls to take up touch rugby, a non-contact form of the game suitable for everyone. It is truly quite remarkable that Eleanor is able to expertly manage her own studies and love of playing rugby alongside volunteering so much time to coaching, refereeing and improving awareness and participation of the game. Women's rugby within our county wouldn't be quite the same without her. Christian Broxop, age 17, lives in Ratcliffe-on-the-Reek and attends Ratcliffe College. Over the past 5 years, Christian has become a committed and passionate volunteer at Takeover Radio, dedicating countless hours of his time to the station in a number of areas. When the founder of Takeover Radio, Graham Coley, sadly passed away in 2018, Christian became the training manager at the station. This voluntary role involves running a variety of courses for children to help them learn how to write and produce their own shows and how to operate the technical equipment. His infectious enthusiasm and dedication for Takeover means he is a fantastic example to the young people that he coaches and certainly helps to secure the future of the station. In addition to his training role, Christian provides technical support to presenters, sets up the technical equipment for outside broadcasts, and presents on live radio. Notably, Christian has also become heavily involved in fundraising and gives up many hours of his time to put on events to raise money to keep the station operating. Christian successfully set up a broadcasting deal which has resulted in a small yet consistent income, which is vitally important for the continued running of Takeover Radio. His nominators have described him as an invaluable asset to the station with an abundance of enthusiasm that has truly helped the station to survive and develop. Unbelievably, Christian also manages to volunteer as a football referee, mentor to trainee referees, and is the youngest referee secretary in the county. Christian manages to balance all of this with doing his A-levels and helping to organise school events and fundraisers, often getting involved in behind the scenes and technical roles. Christian has had a huge impact on those around him, whether that be at school, on the football pitch, or at Takeover Radio, and is a highly deserving finalist for the Lord-Lieutenant's Award. Molly Adams, 18, lives in Wigston and attends Leicester College. Molly has been nominated in the Young Volunteer category for her amazing efforts at the Cancer Research UK charity shop in Wigston. For over 2.5 years, Molly had volunteered tirelessly at the shop and has played a vital role in fundraising for the charity. Her nominators said that when she first started volunteering, she was very shy and mostly confined herself to tasks in the back room of the shop. Molly has blossomed in confidence and can now be found on the shop floor, manning the till and interacting with customers with ease. Molly is studying childcare at college and fits her volunteering around her studies, donating at least 6 hours of her time each week. However, due to her generosity, she will often pop in during the week to see whether she can help further. She's an enthusiastic fundraiser for Cancer Research UK, often taking part in local bucket collections and running toy stalls and bake sales at the shop. Molly was awarded the charity's Flame of Hope Awards in 2017 in recognition of her volunteering, and she's an advocate for getting young people into volunteering. Cancer Research UK have featured Molly in their national online campaigns to recruit young volunteers and in their printed leaflets that are distributed across the country. Another example of Molly's generous and supportive nature can be given when a colleague from the charity shop became ill with a rare form of cancer that can develop during pregnancy. Molly completed the Race for Life to raise funds and awareness, and now babysits for her colleague, who has thankfully fully recovered. Her nominators have described the close-knit family atmosphere between the volunteers at the shop and truly value Molly as a beloved member of the team. She brightens up their days. Well done, Molly, and good luck. Molly Cooper is 17 years old and lives in Birstall. Molly is a young volunteer who has given countless hours of her time to the University Hospitals of Leicester NHS Trust. When Molly applied for the Pairs Young Volunteers project, she had wanted to develop her communication skills and gain experience for a career path after college. Successfully getting a place on the programme, Molly proved to be a wonderful volunteer, reliable and hardworking, with a sunny nature that always brought a smile to patients' faces. During the 12-week programme, Molly went above and beyond her obligations on the volunteering project. She gave up a number of days over her summer holiday to cover absence and was happy to lend a hand whenever needed in both the hospital charity shop and patient library. When the PAIR project came to an end, Molly became a forget-me-not volunteer, working on the ward to support patients with dementia with crafts and games. These volunteers support the meaningful activity staff to ensure that patients who are often confused and upset are supported and engaged with activities on the ward. Molly has impressed her colleagues at the hospital with both her energy and her commitment, juggling a college timetable with her volunteering role. Despite being a graduate of the Pairs Young Volunteer Project, Molly still covers the patient library, where she can help and helps with the Young Volunteer Steering Group and training sessions. As a kind, caring volunteer, Molly has had a significant impact on the patients that she's worked with, especially those that have fewer visitors. She really has gone above and beyond and is a wonderful example for young volunteers in our county. That concludes the nominations in this category. And so, Mr. Kapur, will you please reveal the Young Volunteer of the Year 2020?
Thanks, Mahmouda. The winner of the Young Volunteer category is Christian. Very well done, Christian. Would you like to say a few words to those people watching?
Yeah, I'm so grateful for receiving this award. I think it highlights how much work that all of us nominated, not just myself, do for the benefit of the people in our community rather than ourselves.
Brilliant, thank you. Well done, Christian, and congratulations to our finalists, Molly, Eleanor and Molly. I'd now like to introduce Deputy Lieutenant Susan Whelan, who will introduce the awards for our young people who have shown exemplary skills as young leaders. Susan. Susan, you might still be on mute.
Excuse me. Good evening, Lord Lieutenant. My apologies. Thank you. It's a pleasure to introduce the award to the Young Leader of the Year. This award is given to an individual who has motivated and inspired those around them by leading a project or a change for the better, led a team or group to success, overcoming obstacles and bringing people together, shown commitment, promise and determination. The young people nominated for this award are Lauren Duguid, Ciara McCourt, Madia Hussain and Hania Kamran. Lauren is 19 and lives in Fleckney and attends Beecham College in Odeby. Starting her journey as a young leader by sitting on the Youth Parliament, Lauren was then elected to act as a Youth Steering Group member representing the East Midlands. The steering group was put together by the Department for Culture, Media and Sport to review the government's environment and climate change policy. Lauren was involved by engaging with young people across the country and consulting with the government's departments to review the government's 25-year environment plan. Lauren went on to coordinate the production of a report on climate change, which involved receiving submissions from the other 8 regional representatives of the Youth Steering Group and editing them together into the full report. This was submitted to ministers in September, and the government are currently considering their response. Lauren has campaigned tirelessly to encourage the young people of Leicestershire to vote in the UKYP's Make Your Mark ballot in support of the campaign to protect the environment. Lauren ensured ballots were circulated to all secondary schools in the county, as well as youth and community groups. In Leicestershire, 9,419 young people participated, and Lauren collected 4,976, securing the 11th highest number of votes nationally. Following this, at the UKYP House of Commons debate in November, she was invited to speak about the environment and climate change, which she did with passion and with integrity. Lauren has contributed to local projects and had a key role in putting together a showcase event for Leicestershire's Youth Council's work on knife crime, curriculum for life, period poverty, homelessness and mental health. She also finds the time to sit as a student governor on the college governing body. There's no doubt that Lauren's passion and commitment to championing the voice of her peers is having a profound impact, and I'm sure inspiring many others around her. Ciara McCourt is 17 years old from Kirby Muxloe and attends the University of York. At the time of nomination for this award, Ciara was the head girl at Groby Brookvale Learning Campus and used this position to help support and inspire others. A few years ago, Ciara unfortunately experienced a lot of bullying at school, which understandably had an impact on her confidence. As she was supported through this, she realised the importance of looking out for others and has used her experience to inspire and drive her forward. Towards the end of last year, Ciara led a group of her peers to organise a reverse Advent calendar. This involves people donating items to a cause each day rather than receiving something for themselves. To gather support, Ciara sent out letters and emails to staff, pupils and parents asking them to take part. As a result of her efforts and fantastic leadership, over 2,000 items were collected for Action Homeless. As you can see from the picture on screen, this really was an impressive achievement, and one that benefited a large number of homeless people over the festive period. Kira also holds a leadership role by volunteering at the local Brownie unit every week and recently organised several fundraising events at school over 3 lunchtimes, all in aid of sport relief. Kira is determined to succeed and to help others with her kindness and enthusiasm. She's gone from having very little confidence to getting up on stage in front of parents and students to talk about her role of head girl and leading her peers for the greater good of others. One of the supporters of her nomination told us, Kira is a kind-hearted, hard-working and mature young lady who sees the good in everyone and wants to help the less fortunate than herself. The reverse Christmas calendar and the amount of food she raised for the shelter was just amazing and a testament to her extreme hard work and can-do attitude to help others. Madia Hussain is 15 years old and attends Moat Community College. Madia has been the leader of the Student Voice and a member of the Student Council at Moat for the last 2 years and has had a profound impact on the school environment, her peers and her teachers during that time. In her leadership role, she has organised interviews for other students, trained them into how to evaluate lessons, schemes of work and learning. She often leads student council meetings, takes minutes and delegating tasks to others. Madia encourages participation from Shire students and praises their efforts sincerely, whilst encouraging people to develop their own views. Madia has also supported her teachers by leading staff training sessions as part of the Student Voice, and also played an active part in training University of Leicester students on what makes a great lesson. Her nominator described how Madia exemplified the qualities of a leader when playing the detective in the Moat Curriculum Experience Day, so convincingly that she intimidated the local police officers who attended. Madia has excelled as a developing young leader over the last few years. As part of the Forum Group, she has helped to deliver presentations, lead discussions, and challenge existing attitudes and policies that she feels passionately about. For example, following a student council discussion about the lack of extracurricular opportunities in certain GCSE subjects, Madia approached the head teacher to express the views of her peers. As a result of this, Madia was invited for consultation talks with senior staff, where she represented the student voice and was able to lead the way for student-led change. In the words of her nominator, her confidence, ability to articulate her ideas, and above all, her empathy, demonstrates that she has a very bright future as a leader, with the potential to influence those around her in a very positive way. And now to Hania, who's 18 and from Leicester and attends Leicester High School for Girls. Hania's impressive qualities and achievements as a young leader can be seen through her work at her school and her role on Leicester City's Young People's Council. Elected to the Young People's Council in 2016, Hania became chairman for the year 2019 and 20. Here, Hania has had the opportunity to participate in a number of initiatives where she has motivated and inspired those around her. One example of this includes when she was the panel member for a project called Generation Select. Hania was responsible for generating evidence from professionals around mental health services for young people and writing a report based on her findings before presenting this to key decision makers at the City Council. The report was extremely well received, and as a direct result of Hania's work, a number of changes have since occurred. Hania has also been a speaker at the launch of Leicester's Climate Conversation, where she demonstrated passion, a sense of unity and understanding in bringing people together to resolve very important issues. She then went on to play key roles for Leicester's Climate Assembly, as this is an issue that Hania is extremely passionate about. Hania speaks publicly with confidence and maturity, ensuring that she's able to engage with people at all levels. At her school, Hania is a valued member of the Student Council and Prefect team, where she's extremely enthusiastic and keen to make changes, even in areas where long-standing traditions are in place. She's played a key role in organising a number of school events and representing the student voice, all on top of studying for her A-levels. In support of her nomination, Hania was described as a dynamic, confident leader with a vision who embodies the attributes vital to be a strong influencer. Well done, Hania. That concludes the nominations in this category. And so, Lord-Lieutenant, will you please reveal the Young Leader of the Year 2020?
Thank you, Susan. The Young Leader of the Year is Lauren. Well done, Lauren. Would you like to say a few words to those people watching?
Yes, I like to award, and I think it really recognises the finalists the power that young people have when they're given the right support from youth workers and the community.
I'm not sure your microphone is turned up, Lauren. We may not have caught that.
Apologies.
That's
Yes.
better. Oh. It looks like we might be having some problems with Lauren, so we'll come back to her.
Sorry, I can say if you'd like me to. I was just expressing my thanks to.
There you are.
I was just expressing my thanks to the youth workers who supported me and the hard work that goes in to all of our young leaders tonight and the communities for support.
Brilliant, thank you. Well, very well done, Lauren, and my congratulations to Kira, Hanaya and Medea. Now, all of our young leaders have achieved so much over the past 12 months. I'm sure that people watching will realise just what a difficult choice it was for us to make. And actually, in all categories, it's always a very difficult choice for the judges to make. It never gets any easier, but we're very happy that it continues to get harder because it means our future is in very good hands with the young people that are coming through. Come up to the last award, or the last but one award, I'd now like to hand over to Deputy Lieutenant Sally Bowie, who will introduce our young artists. Sally.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. We now move on to the Young Artist of the Year award. This award is given to an individual who has demonstrated real skill, innovation, and expression in the visual arts, expressive arts, literature, or music. The young people nominated for this award are Thomas Corden, David Knight, Isaac Hurst, and Zahida Ifam. Because of the artistic dimension of this award, we will be showing examples of the nominees' achievements during this element of the programme. We will be showing short clips of our finalists' work this evening, but if you wish to view the full versions, they will be uploaded to the Lieutenancy YouTube channel later in the week. Thomas Corden from Melton Mowbray is 18 and attends Birchwood Vale School. In just over 5 years, Thomas has made extraordinary progress in learning the piano and church organ. Suffering with severe autism, Thomas struggles with his confidence, social skill and life skills, but loves and excels in music. Thomas started playing the piano 5 years ago and has already completed his grade 2, 4, 5 and 7 exams with distinction and is now studying for grade 8. His musical passion and talent has seen him perform in a number of different public performances, which has allowed him to improve his confidence and ability to socialise. He is now looking into exams for the church organ and aspires to a professional career as a musician. So let us now take a listen to Thomas in action. David Knight, 18, is from Lutterworth and attends King Edward VI College. David began acting aged 6 instantly feeling at home on the stage and quickly deciding that that's what he wanted to do. He has spent the last 12 years chasing every opportunity he can to develop acting skills to enable him to achieve his dream of going to drama school and becoming an actor. He's performed with many local theatre groups at Curve, the Sue Townsend Theatre, the Little Theatre Leicester and Venture Theatre Ashby, gaining praise from directors, fellow actors and audiences. David has also performed in locally made films and on television, including playing Ned in the CBBC series Hetty Feather. After college, David hopes to study a BA in acting at drama school. Now let's take a look at David starring in Hetty Feather.
Look at this. The white paint is newer than the blue. He's right. Stan was working on the arches. So why was the brush dipped in blue paint? Somebody wanted to make it look like Stan caused the accident.
I'm Tom, by the way. What's your name?
Isabel. Isabel Greer.
Where are you from, Isabel Greer?
London.
I'm in Leicester. How old are you?
Isaac is 13 years old and attends Wigston Academy. Isaac has been nominated in this category for his work as a young filmmaker. At only 13 years of age, he has an exceptionally advanced techniques in storytelling. In the last year, he's written and directed his first short film called Rockface, which looks at how creating a positive online presence can help young people defeat bullying. Isaac spent 3 months getting the script to the standard he wanted it, showing great dedication to create 7 drafts before creating the shot list and storyboards for the film. He directed the actors and crew during the film production, which lasted 3 days, before spending 8 weeks editing the film. Rockface has had a profound impact on Isaac's peers and teachers, as well as youth workers who have viewed the film and commended its excellent storytelling. Let's take a look at the film now.
I felt so alone. I didn't fit in. I was trapped, locked away from the world. They were everywhere I was.
Zahida Ifam is 15 years old and attends the City of Leicester College. Zahida is an accomplished artist who works hard to develop her art skills. She's consistently worked to explore and improve her work and is keen to try new techniques. Zahida has received accolades for her work inside school, but also in the wider community. In 2018, her acrylic piece titled Sweetie Still Life was accepted into the Leicester Open Art Exhibition and exhibited at New Walk Museum. In 2019, Zahida had a second piece, a portrait of her sister in the style of Frida Kahlo, accepted to the Leicester Open. This portrait was painted in a watercolour paint. To be accepted twice to the Leicester Open demonstrates the exceptional artistic skills Zahida has, acclaimed by her peers, the school, and art specialists in the wider community. She is undoubtedly a very talented young artist. Let's take a look at some of her work. This concludes the nomination in this category. And so, Mr. Kapur, will you please reveal the Young Artist of the Year 2020?
Thank you, Sally. The winner is Isaac. Very well done, Isaac. Would you like to say a few words to those watching?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for this. It's such an honour. Thank you to Keith Allott from Bad Shoes Productions as well. I couldn't have done any of this without him. And also thank you to the entire cast and crew of Rockface. Just thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Well done to Isaac, and also very well done to David, Thomas and Zahida. And thank you, Deputy Lieutenants, as well, for going through the running order and introducing us to each of the finalists in each category. Well, that's all of the awards made, but we now reach the climax of the evening with the announcement of my Young Person of the Year 2020. The winners of the 4 categories of each of the awards are the ones considered for this final title, which is awarded at my personal discretion. So to recap, the 4 young people nominated for this prestigious award are the Young Braveheart, Tyler, the Young Volunteer, Christian, the Young Leader, Lauren, and the Young Artist, Isaac. And so I'm delighted to announce that the Lord Lieutenant's Young Person of the Year 2020 is Tyler. Very well done, Tyler. Would you like to say a few final words to those people watching us?
I do. I wasn't really expecting it. I do want to thank Lynette if she's watching, Rich as well, and for everyone who's helped me in the police cadets as well as the army cadets, with everyone who's helped me there, and my parents as well, because I couldn't have done anything without them as well. So it's such a heartwarming.
Brilliant. Well, very deserving winner. My congratulations to all the finalists, all the category winners, and particularly to you, Tyler, for being the Lord Lieutenant's Young Person of the Year for 2020. That's all the awards announced, so sadly that brings us to the end of our virtual ceremony. I'd like to thank everybody who's attended, watching us on YouTube. Hopefully you've seen I'm extremely proud of all of the finalists that you've been introduced to this evening, and I really do hope that I get a chance to meet you all in person as soon as lockdown restrictions are lifted or eased enough for me to do so. My office will send out certificates and prizes in the post over the coming days, and I hope that you will display them with pride. Thank you again to my Deputy Lieutenants for supporting me this evening, and thanks once again to the judging panel led excellently by Sally Bowie and the sponsors of the awards. I'd like to wish you all an enjoyable rest of your evening and hope that you'll continue to keep safe and well. Thank you and good night.